What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode of the fitness series, I want to speak to you guys about one of my best strategies that I use for psychological analogy of how to be able to approach your fitness and health goals, especially when it comes to losing fat and building muscle. And this can also be applied to multiple things in life, like business and other ventures like that, especially with finances. But I use the analogy when it comes to fitness and gym goals per se, losing body fat, gaining muscle, that you want to look at it as if you were playing a video game, as if you were playing one of those war games. Or if any of you out there have been in the military like I have, you'll understand this very well. So when you play a video game, one of those role-playing games where you're in war or some sort of made-up combat zone, you start from your first level. And as you get deeper into the game, the levels get harder and the enemy becomes harder to fight, harder to find, more of them, more advanced, and so on and so on. And when you start these levels, you start off with multiple weapons, okay? You have multiple weapons to use against these enemies. So you might have a pistol, you might have a revolver, you might have an assault rifle, you might have a sniper rifle, you might have a machine gun, you might have some grenades. And when you're playing this game, because you have a certain amount of ammunition, you have to conserve your ammunition. So when the first enemy soldier came at you, or the first group of them, you wouldn't use a whole magazine per se, a whole clip or 20 bullets on them. You would shoot 1, 2, or 3 just to make sure that you got rid of them, or, killed them, or they ran away, or whatever it is. And then you would keep moving on that board, on that level, to keep advancing so that you can be able to complete that level. Now, when it comes to trying to lose fat and when it comes to trying to build muscle, the same thing applies. You have multiple weapons that you can use. You have the amount of food, which is your calories. You have the amount of servings per day that you're eating. You have the amount of steps that you do in a day, your cardio. You have the amount of sets and reps and volume that you apply in the gym, in your weight training sessions, or at home in your exercise routine. You have the amount of fasted cardio that you do in the morning time. You have other weapons like carb cycling. So there'll be certain days that you'll have less carbohydrates and other days you'll have more when you're more active, to be able to go deeper into a calorie deficit. And the same thing goes for muscle building. You can add more food, you can cut back on steps, you can add more macronutrients to certain meals, you can have more rest days to recover, to grow, or to put on more weight. So the whole premises behind this is that whatever level you're starting at, especially from zero, from scratch, a lot of people, and even if you've been in and out of the gyms before and done diets, you're still a beginner because you haven't understood how to be able to stay consistent with it long enough to be in a certain, body composition, a certain shape. And you need to be able to understand that maybe your mindset is correct. Maybe you're really gung-ho, maybe you're really enthusiastic about going after these goals. But if you go from eating whatever and not knowing what your calories are, so you could be getting 2,500 calories a day or 3,000 calories a day of empty calories, and not moving much, not counting steps, not going to the gym, just doing your normal chores last minute when you have to, and getting to work and coming home. And you go from doing that to starting to do runs before work and then meeting a personal trainer after work 5 days a week, or having a personal trainer or working out on your own 3 times and then doing 4 classes a week, and cutting your food down to nothing. You want to be super clean, and you see these pictures of people posting stuff online like all egg whites with some vegetables, or a tuna salad for lunch, and chicken salad for dinner, or just fish and vegetables. Very, very low calorie, low fat, low carbohydrate intake. You are going to go into complete shock. And some people can take more than others can. They'll start doing this and they'll be able to last 1, 2, 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks, and they'll see the pounds coming off of the scale. They'll see their body changing in the mirror, and they'll try to keep pushing with this same method, and then their body completely gives up and says, you can't do more exercise, there's no more hours left in the day, and you can't minus any more food. And the same goes when you're trying to build muscle. Somebody will go from doing 0 to going to the gym and start packing in calories and going to the gym 7 days a week and not resting their muscles, not resting their central nervous system, not getting the proper macronutrients or micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and essentials that they need. And they just keep putting food inside of them. And they might have only been eating 1,700 calories a day. And some days, you know, having a snack or two and skipping meals to now trying to force feed 4 or 5 meals a day like a professional bodybuilder does, and going to the gym 6 days a week. And the same thing's gonna happen to them in reverse. They're gonna burn out. Their body, their joints, their sleep is gonna be so poor. They're gonna be aching, and their digestive tract is going to say, I can't take this anymore. You can't keep stuffing food inside of me like this, because it's not even using it. The food's just coming in there and your body's trying to assimilate it to make it all into waste, because you haven't even built the muscle tissue that's going to absorb the protein or store the glycogen inside of it. So look at it like a video game and use one weapon, maybe 2, until you plateau. So start off with your 3 days a week of training and your 20 minutes of cardio every day or every other day. And wait a week, 2, 3 for your body to respond and say, okay, this person's not eating like shit anymore. They're starting to move. Let's start oxidizing fat cells. Let's start getting rid of fat. Let's start building some muscle tissue. And then ride that out. When you hit a plateau, then you can add a couple more minutes to your cardio. You can add a 4th day to the gym, okay? You can maybe carb cycle 2 or 3 days out of the week and get more results for another 4 or 5 weeks. And then when you plateau, you can add a couple more sets in the gym, add 5 more minutes to cardio. Now you're in your 3rd or 4th month of exercising, and you'll get even leaner and get stronger and get healthier, because your body's slowly adapting to the variables that you're changing. Your body's not like a fucking phone app. You can't just download something and say, it's time to get big. It's time to lose weight. It's time to get lean. It's time to get abs. That's the problem with everybody these days. That's why everybody fails, because everything is so instant. Their movies, their media, their messages, their social time, anything that they want to buy, anything they want delivered to the house. You know, everything is so fast that's not worth anything. So people trying to make money or trying to get healthy or trying to achieve a goal kind of are applying this same, you know, sales and scam scheme to it, and it just doesn't work that way. You just harm yourself. So think about it like a video game. Take it step by step. Use one weapon at a time, and when you run out of those bullets, use another weapon, and you'll be able to turn your idea of getting healthier, getting fitter, getting leaner, getting bigger into a real strategy, because your body's going to slowly adapt to the variables that you put into hand. If you go from 0 to hero, especially everybody now after New Year's, you will fail. You will fail if you don't have a plan. You will fail. You will fail. Doesn't matter how many YouTube videos are out there. It doesn't matter how many copy-paste plans are on the internet. It doesn't matter how many friends you have in the gym. You have to have a strategic plan of what you're going to do with your time available between your social life, your family, your work, what you can start with, how many meals you can stick to realistically, and then go out. Month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. And that's how you see the people in my transformations go in 10, 11 months, and they lose 30, 40, 50, 60, some of them even 70 pounds, and completely transform. Nothing crazy is going to happen in a couple of weeks. And nothing you do in 5 days or 10 days or 30 days is going to make a long-term permanent change in your body or in your mind. Or if you apply this to business, just think about all these idiots out there with the FTX, the NFT, and the crypto. They're all driving Ubers, they're all bartending, they're all delivering pizza. Nothing worthy comes quick. So take it easy. You'll learn how to be able to adapt with the new weapons that you use through normal life, through birthdays, through the flu, through problems at work, through a bad night's sleep, through having soreness or a small injury or whatever it may be. And that's how you can sustain the results that you attain step by step. I hope this brings you guys some value. If you have any questions, you have any inquiries about coaching, my info is in the bio. Hit me up on any of those platforms or email me. Stay positive, stay productive. Don't let anything or anyone get in the way of the life that you want. Speak to you next time.